Coming up on tonight's News Watch, we're discussing how conjoined twins from Congo survived their miraculous surgery.
And I'll be giving you updates on how the FBI rescued 84 children from a multi-state human trafficking ring.
And I've got a heartwarming story of an NFL player who donated his entire salary to a noble cause.
It was a warm day here in October, but things have finally cooled down. Well, excepting Carol, where the station is having some problems. And we'll tell you more about what's happening on News Watch coming up.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning into News Watch. I'm Jordyn Prince.
And I'm Gracie Vadhauer. Thank you for joining us.
Two conjoined twins have been separated after an 870-mile journey. The twins were born in the Democratic Republic of the Congo in a remote village. Their parents, Claudine Mukena and Zaiko Munzadi, wrapped the twins in a blanket and began their journey to the hospital. They rode on the back of a motorbike for 15 hours and then flew to the capital, Kinshasa. In Kinshasa, the twins were operated on by volunteer surgeons. When the twins were born, they were joined at the navel. They also shared some internal organs. The twins Anik and Destin survived the separation surgery and are currently being monitored. They are doing well and will return to their village in 3 weeks.
The U.S. government is urging the world airline community to ban large personal electronic devices like laptops from checked luggage because of the potential for a catastrophic fire. The Federal Aviation Administration said in a paper released recently with a UN agency that tests show that when a laptop's rechargeable lithium-ion battery overheats in a close proximity to an aerosol spray can, it can cause an explosion, causing the disable of an airline's fire sublimation system, which could then destroy the airlines or aircraft, said the paper. The UN agency, the International Civil Aviation Organization, sets global aviation safety standards, although membering countries, which include the United States, must still conform to them. The proposed ban is on the agenda for the next ICAO meeting that will be held later this week in Montreal.
The FBI rescued 84 children from a multi-state human trafficking ring on Wednesday, the agency said in a statement, along with the fact that they arrested 120 traffickers involved. The operation was over 4 days with multiple stings. The sting is part of a venture from 2003 called the Innocents Lost National Initiative. This venture is responsible for finding 6,500 children. The FBI said 55 field offices, including 78 exploitation task forces, were involved. There were also 500 other law enforcement agencies involved in multiple states, along with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
The 31-year-old Transformer star, Shia LaBeouf, pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge of obstruction with justice following his attempt to escape police after a vulgar public outburst in Savannah, Georgia. He was arrested on July 8th while filming the movie The Peanut Butter Falcon. He was later released at a statement of apology following his arrest. LaBeouf received 1-year probation and was ordered to pay $2,680, perform 100 hours of community service, and enroll in anger management classes. Don't go away. Up next, we will have a story of a tragedy that happened at the burial site of Michelangelo and Galileo.
Welcome back to News Watch. A Burlington man has been charged with first-degree murder after killing his mother. 29-year-old Garrett Selters hit his mom with a guitar on the back of her head. Police received a call from his mom asking for help and saying that her son was having an episode. When officers arrived, they found Garrett pacing outside and saying that he killed his mother. His mother, 59-year-old Linda Selters, died later that night in an Iowa City hospital. Garrett's bond was set at $1 million after appearing to a court hearing.
At the Basilica of the Holy Cross in Florence, Italy, home to the burial site of Michelangelo and Galileo, a small portion of the ceiling broke off and hit a tourist who was visiting with his wife, states an Italian media source. The stone piece fell about 60 feet after it broke off the inside nave of the church. The man and his wife were taken to the hospital, where the 52-year-old man from Spain died. His wife was released shortly later.
The wildfires that have struck Northern California this month have caused at least $1 billion in damage to insured property, officials said Thursday, as authorities increased the count of homes and other buildings destroyed to nearly 7,000. These wildfires blazes have killed 42 people, a total that has made this the deadliest series of fires in state history. State Insurance Commissioner Dave Jones said that the preliminary dollar valuation of losses came from claims filed with the 8 largest insurance companies in the affected areas and did not include uninsured property. The loss total has climbed dramatically, according to Jones, making these fires the costliest in California's history.
The Story County Board of Supervisors approved the first reading of the revised version of the county's animal control ordinance. This now introduces new animal hoarding laws. When, and if passed, the ordinance would prohibit the county from engaging in housing animals in unclean conditions that put animal and human health in danger. One example of this was at a small home that was housing 75 cats under one roof. The purpose of the change of the ordinance is to make it clearer and a new definition for animal cruelty. The second ordinance reading is scheduled for October 24th.
Stay tuned. We've got Weather with Hannah coming up next.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm meteorology student Hannah Messier. Tonight we've got clear weather and it'll be in the 50s, but tomorrow it'll be sunny and warm, especially for October. And then Saturday we have another chance of thunderstorms possible, and it looks like it's going to rain throughout most of your day. Right now it's 66 degrees in Des Moines, 62 in Rapid City, and 68 in Sioux Falls. Pretty central all across our region. Satellite for the last 6 hours. It's been a clear night here in Iowa. Not too many clouds in our area. Right now it feels like 60 degrees in Ames, which isn't too bad. 66 in Fort Dodge and 63 degrees in Sioux City. And it's 59 degrees in Spencer. Winds right now are coming out of the south and moving towards the northwestern portion of Iowa at 9 miles per hour in Spencer, 6 in Fort Dodge, and 7 in Ames. Tonight, it's not going to get much lower than it is right now. 61 in Fort Dodge, 64 in Carroll, and 60 degrees in Ames. Tomorrow it'll be very similar all across of Iowa, 70s, mid-70s in the north, towards our southeast, 77 in Muscatine, 75 in Montezuma, 77 in Harlan, 76 in Atlantic, and then very similar up into the northwest, 76 in Sioux Rapids, 75 in Cherokee, and 77 in Lamar's. Our futurecast shows that we have a clear day ahead of us, at least for tomorrow morning. A few spotted clouds come up all throughout central Iowa into tomorrow night. Then watch what happens Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. Some storms do indeed pop up. Tonight, 51 degrees and clear winds will come out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it heats up quite a bit, even warmer than it was today, with 76 degrees. It'll be sunny and it'll be a bit breezy too. 19 miles per hour winds coming out of the south. Your week ahead shows that it's going to be 76 tomorrow, 80% chance of rain on Saturday. It cools down as we head after those rain showers, 65 degrees on Monday, and it cools down even further. We're getting into highs of the 50s for the end of next week, and we'll have more for you on Newswatch after the break.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Last night, the women's volleyball team took on the West Virginia Mountaineers. Our ladies started strong in the first set, receiving 7 of the first 8 points. They continued this effort throughout the rest of the night by holding WVU to a .123 hitting percentage. This could not have been accomplished if it wasn't for their tremendous blocking game. Grace Lazard led the way with 11 of the total 19.5 blocks in last night's defeat over West Virginia. ISU had not had a total that high since their 2007 season opener, where they posted 20 blocks. Overall, last night's win is marked as the 800th in Iowa State volleyball program history. Congratulations, ladies, and keep the ball rolling. Last night, the New York Yankees took the lead in the AL Championship Series. They swept Houston 5-0, making it 3-2 overall. New York has won 19 of their past 22 games at Yankee Stadium. According to the ESPN, the Astros starting pitcher for the night, Dallas Keuchel, stated, "Yankee Stadium is a tough place to play, and it was rocking these 3 games, but it's going to be rocking on Friday for us." The two teams will head back to Houston for Game 6. The Astros will start Verlander, who is 8-0 in 8 outings for Houston since agreeing to trade from Detroit. We'll have to see if they force a decisive Game 7 following an off day. Speaking of Game 7, the Cubs have a shot to playing one after avoiding a sweep in last night's Game 4 of the NLCS. The current world champs topped the Dodgers 3-2, cutting their deficit to 3-1 overall. ESPN states that Chicago Cubs manager Joe Maddon said, we have got to be more offensive. It's got to start happening tomorrow. We're going to do this. We're going to pull this off. We have to become more offensive tomorrow." Maddon got ejected for the second time in the series during the 8th inning. However, that did not stop the Cubs from getting the job done. The two teams face each other again tonight at Wrigley Field, 7:08 p.m. Central Time. Here's a story that will surely warm your heart. Chris Long, the Philadelphia Eagles defensive end, promised to donate his entire salary this season to charity. He announced this week that he will send his last 10 game checks to educational charities in the 3 cities where he has played: Philadelphia, St. Louis, and Boston. The first 6 will be provided as scholarships at a private school in his hometown of Charlottesville, Virginia. According to the New York Times, Long said in a statement, "I'm playing the entire 2017 NFL season without collecting income because I believe that education is the best gateway to a better tomorrow for everyone in America." He told the Associated Press yesterday, "I think we all agree that equity in education can help affect change that we all want to see in this country." That's all for sports. Stay tuned to hear what the Iowa State School of Education has been up to.
Welcome back. The Iowa State College of Business is getting a new name. The historic announcement came earlier today that the College of Business will be renamed Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business. The commitment of $50 million were donated to the College of Business earlier this year. Debbie and Jerry Ivy of Los Altos Hills, California, gave the largest ever commitment to the college. The couple are both alumni of the College of Business and Iowa State.
Iowa students helped 3rd graders at Edwards Elementary stage combine lessons in geometry and literacy to stage a theater with sets and scripts. There were 75 3rd graders and 35 Iowa State's School of Education students who created this project. The Iowa State students were from Sarah Nelson's literacy class and Krista Jackson's geometry class. This project was called Maker Theater. The literacy students wrote the script for the 3rd graders to read. The geometry students designed the set with plans and directions for the students to follow. The Maker Theater project gave these future teachers a chance to interact with students and apply their learning in ways they can someday use in their own classroom.
And that's it for tonight's edition of Newswatch. Thanks for tuning in.
Stick around with more for Ames Tonight and come back next week for more news, weather, and sports.
Stay safe and have a great night.